Bonjour, Kinamagi Nene Ireland Indishnikas, and welcome to this math review lesson. Today's episode, Order of Operations. We'll begin with mathisfun.com as the basis of our lesson today. And you might be familiar with PEMDAS, or Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. That is a mnemonic for remembering what order things should go in. And by operations, we mean things like add, subtract, multiply, divide, squaring, all of those different elements that involve numbers and an operation. So if you saw something like what's posted here, 7 plus 6 times 5 squared plus 3, what do you do first? And let me remind you, the answer isn't go to Facebook, because you will get all kinds of crazy answers I've noticed over the years. But we start by looking at PEMDAS. And the P means parentheses. So we do what's in the parentheses first. And in the parentheses, we still have quite a bit going on here. 6 times 5 squared plus 3. Well, we see an exponent. That'll tell us what to do first. So that's 25. 6 times 25 is going to be 150 plus 3. It's 153. And then we come over here and multiply and divide, add and subtract, always left to right. 7 plus 153, 160. So we see down here on parentheses, you have the 5 plus 3 in parentheses 4 times. You add those together, you get 4 times 8, which is 32. Notice if you get it wrong and you went 4 times 5 first, like you would if we were following normal operations without parentheses, you'd end up with 23. Exponents, powers and roots, are before the multiplying, dividing, adding, subtracting, but after exponents. So with 5 times 2 squared, we turn that 2 squared into 4, and then 5 times 4, which is 20. Otherwise, you'd get 5 times 2, which is 10, and then squaring that, 10 squared is 100. Now we go multiplying and dividing, and that's always left to right. And one is not more influential than the other. So as we go across here, we multiply first, so we get the 15. 2 plus 15 is 17. We don't do the adding first, which will give you 7 times 3, which is 21. It gives you a different answer. Then, once you've done that, then you can go ahead and do your adding and subtracting left to right. You can see our please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we have a problem here. 3 plus 6 times 2. We don't have any parentheses or exponents, so we remember that what? Multiplication comes before addition. So 6 times 2 is 12. Then you go 3 plus 12, which is 15. Now this one does have parentheses. So we have to do the 3 plus 6 first, which is 9. Then we take 9 times 2, which is 18. How do you work out 12 divided by 6 times 3 divided by 2? And remember, especially when you're using your Google Forms, that this is a symbol for division, just like some of the others. And you'll see that on the Google form for today's assignment as well. So what we do is we go left to right. 12 divided by 6, which is 2, times 3, which is 6, divided by 2, which is 3. So even though it's multiplying and dividing, you needed to just follow it left to right. If you have further questions about this, please make sure you ask. There is a worksheet that you'll be getting and some problems you'll be doing in the on a Google form. Let's go ahead and do one together. 8 plus 96 divided by 2. What do I do first? Remember, PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I don't have any parentheses. I don't have any exponents. I do have addition and division. Which one comes first? Remember, PEMDAS, division first. So you get 48, 96 divided by 2. And then you add 8, and you get a sum of 56. That's all you really have to do on these. It's best to use the paper copy. That way you can kind of work your way through. If you're going to answer it on the Google form, you probably should use some scratch paper in order to complete this. Remember that if you see a symbol like this, that stands for division. So on the Google form, this would look like this: 8 plus 96 divided by 2. At this point, you should turn to the Google Classroom. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Have a minute, God. Minwa, Bama P.